I was gonna like make a calculator joke because this video is about positivity, but you know, in the end it just didn't add up. No, I gotta cut that. Hey guys, welcome back to the latest episode. Welcome to the shape game. That's what I was trying to say. Totally using that. I've been told I use my hands too much in these videos and I don't want to distract you with them, so I'm going to try to keep my hand usage to a minimum. That was all a joke right there, but I have been told that, so you know, gotta work on something. Anyways, today I'm going to talk to you about how I stay positive, or I am currently staying positive through the whole cancer diagnosis, living with cancer, all that stuff. Because a lot of people have told me, wow, how are you so happy and positive throughout all this? I want to tell you guys that it's just me. That's how I am. I like to think life, no matter how crazy it is, you can get through it by doing things you enjoy and love. And so this is by no means a concrete list of how to live life happily, but hopefully you can see where I'm going with this, see the suggestions, recommendations I have for how I've done it, and you can apply it to yourself in your own way. But let's get into this. So I personally love reading. Reading is one of the few passions that I have stuck with since I was a kid, and it is just something I love to do. So just go to your bookstore, buy a Kindle, buy an e-reader. That's really helpful, especially if you're going to the hospital a lot and traveling a lot to all these different hospitals. Having an e-reader is really helpful. I love my Kindle, and they're pretty cheap now. I think you can get one with advertisements on the front, which is no big deal, for like $60. Definitely invest in one of those. Or just get one big book, like the Infinite Jest. I think it's just called Infinite Jest. But get this book right here, because they say you need to read it at least once in your lifetime, and it is, how many pages? It's a lot. It's like over 1,000 pages. So, you know, if you want to read one book, you know, you could probably finish this. With as much time as you will be spending in the hospital, you could probably finish like 3 of these. And you know what's really funny? I have 2 copies of this book. And it was really an accident, but I ended up putting one on one end of the bookshelf and one on the other, so it's just Infinite Jest. That's funny. Okay, I'm moving on. Next up is something that's really important to me. I want to talk about this in its own video one day maybe, but that is music. Music really has helped me be positive. Now this is going to sound really cheesy. Well, less cheesy or more cheesy than what I've done before, but in that realm. I love the show How I Met Your Mother, and they have a soundtrack, How I Met Your Music, and it's literally all the musical numbers and songs that they have sang or done on the show. Nothing Suits Me Like a Suit is something Barney sings as he's running down the streets of New York, and there's just Sandcastles in the Sand is another one. I can listen to these songs. I listened to them on the road trip I did today, and I was just singing along in the car smiling because they brought back so much happiness and memories for me. Now, that's not the only thing. You know, I listen to bands I like and music I like, and music for me really, really can change my mood from being really happy to really sad. When I'm at my happiest, I can listen to music that keeps me in that mood. And when I'm really sad, I have listened to depressing music to keep me in the sad mood. But for me, music really impacted my enjoyment, especially because, once again, you're in the waiting room of the hospital or the doctor's office. You can just pop your headphones in and be listening to your favorite music to keep it from seeming so tense or boring or annoying that you're in the hospital, you know? It's even scary sometimes. So having music that has been with you and made you happy really is awesome. If you guys want some recommendations, don't worry, they're not TV related like How I Met Your Mother, but if you want some recommendations for songs and bands I think would keep you happy, definitely ask down below in the comments, and I'd love to give you my personal recommendations. And once again, I want to do a music video in general talking about moods and music. TV shows and movies. So TV shows is a little easier because if you're in an apartment, if you're at a hotel, or you're at the hospital, you can binge watch a TV show or such. Movies, you gotta pause them when the doctor comes in and stuff like that. That might be a little more annoying. But when I had to move to Houston temporarily for 2 months, going to the theater every once in a while with my mom, who was staying with me, was a lot of fun, and it really just distracts you for a couple hours from the craziness around you. It is really helpful, and I love movies in general. I have a podcast about them where me and my friends talk about movies and how they make us feel and different films we really enjoy, and TV shows, of course, as well. I love TV. It's great. And this all ties into something a little more short form than TV shows and movies, and that is YouTube videos. I love YouTube. A lot of this is content, by the way, you've noticed in this video. We're going to get to more personal stuff, but I love YouTube videos. JonTron, Brutal Moose. Those are video game guys. Dope or Nope. That's really family fun content where these three guys just sit on a sofa and review absurdly insane products that really don't need to exist. That's a lot of fun, and it really makes you happy, and it's just wholesome, and it really distracts you, of course, once again, and gets your mind off things. Next up is just being around the people you love, being with people you care about and enjoy being with. If your family isn't there for you, or they're not, or distance keeps that from being possible, friends maybe, even phone calls and video chats or texts really mean a lot. When I got out of surgery for my brain surgery for the reduction of my tumor, it was incredible. I opened up my phone and I had so many messages and texts from people who cared about me. And that, for me, really meant a lot. Now, do you need a family presence? Do you need a lot of friends to get you through this? Oh, of course not. I mean, you could be strong enough on your own to get through these things. And I think without them, I still could have gotten through it, but it just added another level of happiness to my life. And, plus me being happy all the time confused them, but it did help them be a little happier with the situation, as happy as you can be when going through something like this. Doing things you love. Really, that's it. Just getting down to it is doing something you love, reading something you love, writing something you love. Anything. Things you never thought you would do, but you're thinking of doing them now because it's just something to help you get through this. If you want to watch how I deal with depression and suicidal thoughts back in the day, I have a video about that. I don't know where that little pop-up's going to be, but it'll recommend it for you. But I never would have been interested in writing poetry until I was at the lowest in my life I ever was, out of the mental hospital. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how to convey what I'm thinking. So I started writing poetry. Now, I've loved to write for a long time, but I'd never written poetry. And when I did this, I realized there was something I thought I was good at and other people really enjoyed and got comfort from, but I was also able to express my feelings, even deep emotions that I hadn't thought I could put into words before. And it really helped me, and it kind of helped those around me to see those inner thoughts. Now, you don't have to share your poetry or your writings with anybody. You don't have to do that. I'm just a very open person when it comes to those kind of things, and I'm like, hey, I'm thinking these things, I'm feeling these things. It makes it easier for those around me to understand what I'm going through by presenting this to them. So that's that. And lastly, food. I love food to a dangerous level in terms of when I was in Houston, once again, I loved trying new restaurants. I loved eating new food. That is, of course, when I could taste it, and that is when I could keep it down without feeling nauseous. So less times. There were less times that I could do that. But I love food a lot, and just cooking or trying new meals and items to go. It just, it's amazing. Even if you're not eating at the restaurant, bring it back to your place and just hanging out with your family or friends, or even yourself, just appreciating a good meal can really go a long ways. I've had rough nights where I just get in my car, head out to my favorite fast food restaurant, just get something and eat it in the car, and I'm like, you know what? I feel better. I do. Don't obviously eat so much that you start gaining a lot of weight, and really, if you're applying this video to your cancer situation, I don't know if that might be possible, because once again, you lose your appetite a lot, and the lack of taste really hinders you in some areas. But definitely don't just replace feeling your emotions with eating, because that can lead to some not great side effects. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is all about me being positive, you being positive, realizing that at the end of the day, it's your life. You get to live it. The only difference now is that you may have an illness. You have an illness that doesn't define you. It doesn't change how you be happy, and if you're not happy or you are happy, you get to live the rest of your life. It's in your hands. All that you know now is there might be a closer expiration date than before. But other than that, you just have like a secret power now. You get to know that your time on this earth might be a little shorter than everyone else's. Therefore, do more things you enjoy. Think of it that way, because you can just wallow like I have in the past about how sad it is and how horrible it is that you're going through this. But for you, for your friends and family, but especially for you, just enjoy life. Be happy. Realize that you have this, you've got this, and no matter if whatever happens, whatever ends up happening, you get to know you spent however long you left, months, years, decades, you spent it with people you love, doing things you love, and there can't be any regrets for that. And I think that applies to anyone even without illnesses. You should just go for it. Live life to its fullest. And it's sad that it took a lot of bad things in my life happening to me, depression, breakups, and cancer for me to even get to that point. But I want to tell people, even who aren't in these illnesses and have these illnesses or situations, you can do it. You're worth so much. And I hope you don't get to the level that I have to see that, but definitely stay positive, guys. You're worth it. You can do it. And the world's a pretty crazy place. But you know what's not crazy? You. Although I'm crazy, but we're all crazy our own way. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Recommended videos, obviously, go check them out on my channel, see what else you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. I talk about my cancer, my mental health, general topics around that. I'm trying to upload videos every Monday now to keep up the trend of these types of videos. Let me know what you guys think down below. I was even thinking about starting a podcast because I don't want to put too much content on this channel and like annoy you or annoy the subscribers. So I want to have maybe a podcast where I talk more generally about how my day-to-day life is and stuff like that. Tell me if you'd be interested down below. How many times have I said down below? It's a bonus question. If you like put a number and say how many times I've said that, I'll give you another one. Comment in the area down. Yeah, let's see. I'll see you guys in the next video.